Hello, today we are going to take a quick look at some other brush tools. Other brush tools, that means erasers, dodge, burn, sponge, blur, sharpen and smudge. The eraser tool changes pixels to either the background color or to transparent. If you're working in the background of a layer with transparency locked, the pixels change to the background color. Otherwise, the pixels are erased to transparency. You can also use the eraser to return to the affected area to a state selected in the history palette. You can work with any brush created using the brush palette, and the only difference is that you cannot use the color dynamics tab in the brush palette. Magic Erasers tool changes all the similar pixels to transparent. If you are working in a layer with locked transparency, the pixels change to the background color. If you click in the background, it is converted to a layer and all similar pixels change to transparent. The background eraser tool erases pixels on a layer to transparency as you drag. This allows you to erase the background while maintaining the edges of an object in the foreground. By specifying different sampling and tolerance options, you can control the range of the transparency and the sharpness of the boundaries. The background eraser samples the color in the center of the brush. This center of the brush is also called the hotspot and deletes that color whenever it appears inside the brush. It also performs color extractions at the edges of any foreground objects. Let's take a look at some options for setting the limits mode for erasing when you use background eraser tool. First one is discontinuous, that erases the sampled colors whenever it occurs under the brush. The second one is continuous, to erase areas that contain the sampled color and that are connected to one and another. And find edges, to erase connected areas containing the sampled color while better preserving the sharpness of shape edges. Another option is tolerance, where you can enter a value or drag the slider. A low tolerance limits erasure to areas that are very similar to the sampled color. A high tolerance erases a broader range of colors. Select Protect Foreground Color to prevent the erasure of areas that match the foreground color in the toolbox. The sampling options can be set to continuous to sample colors continuously as you drag, or you can set it to once to erase only areas containing the color you first click, and you can set it to background swatch to erase only areas containing the current background color. For the background eraser tool, only the brush tip shape options are available. Other brushes that can be used to lighten and darken or desaturate areas of an image are dodge, burn and sponge. Dodge and burn are based on traditional photographer's technique for regulating exposure on specific areas of a print. The more you paint over an area with the dodge or burn tool, the lighter or darker it becomes. You can work with any brush created using the brush palette. The only difference is that you cannot use color dynamics. To start using those tools, you need to specify a range of grays from the options bar. The options are midtones, shadows, and highlights. In the options bar, you have also access to the exposure and airbrush option. Other tools that are used to increase blur or increase sharpness or to mix color like you would put your finger through wet paint are blur, sharpness, and smudge brushes. For those brushes, you will not be able to use texture, dual brush, color dynamics, or wet edges, airbrush, and protect textures options in the brush palette. You can work using normal options or choose between darken, lighten, hue, saturation, color, and luminosity. You can also choose the intensity or to sample all layers. Additionally, for the smudge tool, you have the finger paint option. Thank you. See ya.